Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Me, Myself, and I Gaming. And today we're taking another look at PlanetSide 2. And I have to say, I just took a quick look around at the worlds, as you can see in front of you, and like 2 weeks ago when I was playing, Vanu had taken over almost completely Indar here, and was still taking a lot of chunks out of these other two areas. But now it's like, oh, wow, okay, we're getting our clock cleaned. Terran is kicking butt out there, and it is scary. But besides from all game talk, how are you doing today? Are you having a nice day? Did you wake up? Did you do stuff? Did you go out and be productive? Or have you been like me and just sort of sitting around doing nothing like a lazy sod? Yeah, it's more fun being lazy. Okay, so last episode I had teased you with the, oh damn it, I did that thing again where I don't pick a map area. We're gonna fly over here. Okay. Anyway, so as I was saying, last week I had teased you with the idea of a new and interesting story, but I didn't know if I could say anything, because even though it's my story, it also involves people that I didn't know if they wanted to be named or not. So I was just gonna avoid the subject altogether, but I got the okay. I'm allowed to talk about it. They don't mind having their non-names shown up on here. So let me give you some backstory to the events that eventually occur. I first started making my YouTube videos a couple of weeks ago, and I was very excited, and I went around and I told a lot of my friends and coworkers about my new and interesting expedition into YouTube video photography. I was all excited. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be exciting. I'm going around and I'm telling people, oh, I'm playing PlanetSide 2. Have you heard of it? And no one's heard of it, unfortunately. Oh shit! Oh shit! No one had heard of it, unfortunately, except for one person. And I told one of my whoa! I told, wow, okay, we were shot out of the sky. That's what happened. I told my coworker, and she's like, oh my god, I was hoping you'd say that game. My uncle developed it. I'm like, really? That is so cool. Your uncle developed PlanetSide 2? That is amazing. And I'm like, this is really cool. This is really awesome. And she's like, yeah, I had no idea. It was such a coincidence. And it was a really interesting coincidence, but after that, the conversation sort of dropped, and I started making my videos all proud and happy of myself. And, well, a couple days later, Christmas Eve came along. And it, you know, I'd made one video. I was so productive. I had already made just one lousy video. It wasn't lousy, I thought it was pretty good. And it was the video that gave me all the problems. Big number one. It was just like, screw you. I'm gonna make you work for it. So I posted that, and then Christmas Eve came along, and I had to work that day. I had to work, I'm gonna call her A. A had to work, and my buddy D had to work. And we all got off at similar times, since we were all working similar positions. So we all got out of there pretty early on that day. Well, not early. It was like 6:30. It wasn't as bad as what it could have potentially have been, depending on how busy we were that day. But we weren't that busy, so we all got out at about 6:30. So all of us pretty much just rushed to our cars, got in our cars, and drove, because we were like, we want to go home. We want to go celebrate the holiday season with our family. And so that's what we did. We rushed home, and as it turns out, I didn't really think about this until now, but turns out we all live along the same road, or at least the same pathway to get to our homes. So it worked out really well. We wound up accidentally following each other. I was following behind D. D was following behind A, and didn't I just take this point? Am I missing something else? So I was following behind those two. And we get to this intersection that is just outside of Walmart. And typically this intersection is unbelievably busy almost all year round, but the holiday season, Christmas Eve, it gets disgustingly busy. Like, I don't know what's wrong with people that you're shopping at on Christmas Eve, really? It's not like it comes... It's not like it has a chance of coming every year. It comes every year on the same day. If you're not prepared for Christmas Eve, what is wrong with you? My little rant. I'll end it here. But it gets really busy, so usually what Walmart has to do is they have to hire a guard, a police officer to sit at this corner and direct traffic. And typically they do a good job. They piss off a few people because, you know, they stop them and people have places to be, work. I have to take that road. I have to worry about getting to work on time. But, so I was going home. I was following behind D, who was following behind A. And we come up to that intersection. And the cop that was working there that night just steps out into the middle of the traffic. And normally they have a vest on, like a bright visibility vest, so you can know, oh, okay, there's a cop, I can see him, I have flashed my lights at him, I see him, he's clearly visible. Well, this cop wasn't wearing his vest. This cop was not easily visible. This cop was, and he wasn't even anywhere near his car. He was on the side of the road in the dark. And he didn't, like, flash a signal like, I'm about to step out into traffic, you better slow down. He was just, I'm gonna step out into traffic, and if you hit me, it's your damn fault. And he stepped out into traffic. And so A slammed on her brakes just to avoid hitting this cop. And she stopped about 10 feet in front of him. Thank God. Although, if you ask me, you should have just plowed into the asshole. D slammed on his brakes and swerved to avoid her, and he did avoid her, luckily. But I slammed on my brakes and plowed into the back of D's car. Caved in my truck completely. Just wrecked it. D's car is fine. It has a dent the size of a pea. Like, it looked like somebody just shot it with a BB. I was so pissed off. At the same time, I was relieved because I would have felt bad if his car got wrecked. But at the same time, I was just like, really? You got out of there with not even a scratch? And a little paint transfer. And I'm just like, fine. Whatever. Good. I guess that's a good thing. I shouldn't complain. But the cop has us all come out. Cop pulls... Dang it. Cop goes up to each door and he stopped at A's door, but he didn't have her roll down the window yet. But he went over to D, and he's like, what the heck is wrong with you? Why weren't you paying attention? Why were you following so closely behind? This was all your fault. And then he moved on to me, and he's like, if you weren't playing with your phone or your iPod or whatever, this whole accident could have been avoided. Then he went over to A, and he was like, this is the third time this has happened to me tonight. I don't know what's wrong with you people. I just like to point out, this happened to him 3 times, and he never even considered, maybe this is my fault. I don't know. Happened to him 3 times, yelled at all of us, questioned us a few times, then he's like, I'm not gonna give you a ticket. Wonder why. And he's like, but if you guys want to talk about insurance, I'll get you a crash report and all that, and the only one who would have ever had to deal with insurance would have been me and D, since we're the ones that actually got into a wreck. And we're just like, no. Destroyed. No crash report, no ticket. We're cool. We don't even need to talk about insurance, so we go home. We assess the damages. His car's fine, of course. I would hope, considering like nothing happened to it. My truck wasn't totaled. Currently it's at a $400 bill for repairs, which actually isn't bad, all things considered. It looks really bad, but it isn't awful. So we go home and I was sitting there thinking about it. I'm just irritated. I'm like, seriously? Did you... I was just... Whoa. Oh, I got tanked. Wow. I was just irritated. I'm like, what the heck? What is wrong with it? This picture is bad. Bad. Oh, so bad. I was mad. But the truck's fixed for the most part. What happened was the radiator cracked, and the coolant system for the air conditioning was destroyed. Still works. Surprisingly, still works. It was just pretty well wrecked.
Can't let this facility fall to the enemy. Shit. The enemy has taken the facility.
It was pretty well wrecked, but the fan and the radiator only needed to be replaced. There was a few screw-ups with the replacements, but all in all, it wasn't bad. But it really could have been avoided, and I'm a little irritated at what happened. I'm like, whatever. I got over it. The truck works fine. Nobody got hurt. I didn't have to deal with a ticket from a irresponsible cop, nor did I have to deal with insurance payments going up. So I really shouldn't complain about this entire ordeal. I'm just, I'm a little mad. So that happened, and A got really badly chewed out. Like, the cop yelled at her more than he should have, all things considered, since really she didn't do anything. She just slammed on her brakes to avoid hitting him. Yeah, that's reason to yell at somebody. But she comes to me and she's like, so I told my uncle what happened, and he's now gonna send you PlanetSide 2 swag. I'm like, oh my god, your uncle is awesome. So I got in a wreck on Christmas Eve. Didn't get hurt. Didn't have to deal with insurance. Didn't have to deal with the police. The irresponsible police who should have been paying for this crap. And it was just minimal damage. And I get out of it with some cool new stuff from a new game that I really enjoy. So, that's my story. It has kind of a happy ending. Not a super happy ending, but kind of a happy ending. Whoa. I don't know what's going on down there, but I want to go see what's going on. Sounds like fun. So yeah, that happened. And that's my story. And yeah, that's the one I was intriguing you with. And you can kind of see why I didn't know if I should talk about it, since it dealt with one of the dev team, and I didn't know if he'd care or not. I'm glad he doesn't. But yeah, that was fun. That was fun finding out that happened, and it's also fun finding out that I, by like a third degree of separation, kind of know a developer to this amazing game. Not really, I know his niece. I should go get a vehicle. Whoa. Why are you shooting at him? He's a friendly. What are you doing, moron? So that happened. That was my excitement for the holiday season, and I hope it never happens again. shouldn't have happened in the first place, just saying. Now, cool, fun story out of the way. Cool, fun, yeah, right. Story out of the way. Where are we? But yeah, I also want to talk about my channel because I have people who are watching it now. There are people who are getting on their YouTube and they're listening to me talk and watch me play games, and it's new and it's exciting, and I'm excited. So I also kind of want to keep the scope of it kind of tiny, but I also have a lot of things I want to do. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a gamer, but I haven't really played the Assassin's Creed series. I know that's like equivalent to blasphemy here, but I played a bit of the first game. I played a lot of the multiplayer on the third game. But that's about my experience with the entire series. And I have to say, just real quick, multiplayer, Assassin's Creed, oh my god, best experience I've ever had. It is hard to match that. But outside of that, I haven't really played it. So I think what I want to do, eventually, when I start getting a little more comfortable with this, and maybe scheduling a bit of time to this, I want to do a... like a... Whoa! Do, like, the equivalent of a speed run, I guess? Like, I want to... I want to play all of the games that they have out now. I think that's like 5 games that they have. Yeah, 5 games, all of them as fast as possible while recording it. And just play all 5 of them, which I can do that since I actually own the... Since I actually own all of the games. So if I wanted to, I could do that. And I will. I'm going to. I just want to get a bit more comfortable with what's going on here. Keep my focus as best as possible. Because I have 2 games going on right now. And I'm proposing that I play 5 more. Not the wisest decision. Ooh, boy. So I want to play 5 more games. It's not like at the same time, because that wouldn't make any sense. But that's the plan. Another plan I want to do is, I was talking to my buddy of mine, and he was talking about, I was talking about what I want to do with my channel. And he's like, you should pick a game that's a little more well-known, a little more popular. And I'm like, yeah, I plan on it, and I do plan on it. I plan on doing, why aren't we taking this? I captured the point, right? Do I have to sit here a little bit longer? I think I have to sit here a little bit longer. Defend it. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, it's been a while. I've never actually captured a point on my own before. Happens. But, he's like, you should play a game that's a little bit more well-known. And I'm like, yep, that's kind of what I plan on doing, because I do want to play, Minecraft. I want to... Vex, if any of you know who that is, if any of you have ever actually played Minecraft, if you've ever actually played like an adventure map in Minecraft, you might have heard who Vex is. He's the super hostile map maker, and he makes super hostile maps. Like they are eye-scratchingly painful to play, and he has a new one that he's coming up with, and it looks like it's going to be available to the masses late February, early March. Or at least that's where I'm going to put down the due date, roughly when it might be coming along. And I would like to play that. So I was talking to and I told my buddy this, and I'm like, that's what I have planned. The hell was that?
Victory is at hand.
And he's like, would you be interested in doing a... Way to go. Would you be interested in doing, like, a pairing? Like, you and I playing this game. And I'm like, yeah. That would be lots of fun. We could... It makes playing this game really much easier. It makes doing the YouTube channel much easier, because instead of trying to sit here and talk on your own, coming up with stories to talk about each time... Coming up with stories to talk about each time you start a game, you could just... You could instead just bounce back and forth with a partner, which is what I want to do. I need to learn how to park. So I'm probably, that's what I'm planning on doing as soon as that next map is released. Me and him are probably going to play. Another thing, I am taking a course, just a general computer course for college right now. So one of the requirements in the future is going to be having to do a video for the class. So one day I'm just going to come on saying, this is for such and such class. Yeah. So you get to help me out with a video project. Yay! Whoop. So that's going to be planned. But that's what I have planned for the day. For the channel, the future. Not the near future, but the future. The close at hand future, yeah. Within the next few months, that's what I have planned. We'll just leave it at that, because now I'm starting to sound ridiculous. Also, I want to ask if there's any people who actually don't know me, how my mic is to you and how the video quality is. I haven't been experiencing any problems on my end, but I've watched twice now I've witnessed some issues in people watching my videos. They're like, they get like flashes at the beginning of the video where it's just like flashing a black screen, and it's not like a 10 seconds of black screen. It's like dit, 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 and that's it. Come on out. You didn't last long. So for anybody who's watching this and you don't know me and you'd like to help me out, just tell me what's up. Is the video going wrong? Is my audio too loud? If that's the case, tell me. I naturally talk really, really loud. I have a volume problem that is ridiculous, so I've been playing around with the mic. I don't have it actually at my head anymore. I keep it a little above my eye right now, just so I'm not like blasting you with obnoxious noise 100% of the time. I also have been tinkering around with my audio controls. I don't know if they actually work, so I really can't tell. Because again, I can't tell if it's crap or not. That was a failure on my part. He was probably already really damaged too. Yeah, he was. So, if any of you who are like, I'm just watching this for fun, tell me if there's any issues or if there's something I can improve upon, technology-wise. When it comes to video recording, give me a bit to try and figure out my groove. Because I don't have a groove yet. I don't know what I want to do when I get on here. Am I just doing random talks? Am I doing a role play when I play? Which I had this idea, and I'm probably going to try and flesh it out a bit. But I had this idea of getting on, of playing Mia's Mata. Mia's Mata. I was pronouncing it wrong. It's Mia's Mata. Mia's Mata. I was gonna try and, like, create a backstory for... Oh, shit. Create a backstory for the character, if there isn't already one, and I don't think there is, so I kind of wanted to just create, like, a little story, like, where did he come from? Was he married before he was inflicted with the plague? What were his interests? Just little things like that. Nothing too complicated or anything like that. Just something fun. Something to keep the entertainment value on the video, which is what I'm aiming for. So I'm still learning. So yeah, just one last thing. Any audio problems? Does it hurt your ears when I talk? Should I tone down the volume a bit more? Should, when I edit, try to lower the volume of the entire thing? When I'm playing, should I turn off the... When I'm playing, should I turn down the game volume? Is it too high? Is it too low? Do you want to hear what's going on? Every little insignificant detail of...
Imminent success is all but assured.
Whoa, that could have been really potentially bad. I need a medic.
We've acquired the facility.
Cool. So yeah, with that, with my facility acquisition, I bid you adieu.